Today, the president of Mexico made an announcement about Tesla Gigafactory in his country and said 2 locations are primed for this purpose. What's important about this news, which Reuters reported today, is that this is the highest level announcement about a Tesla Gigafactory in Mexico coming directly from the president of the country. So Tesla is set to land in either Nuevo Leon or Hidalgo, 2 states in Mexico that are set relatively far apart from one another, if you know the map. Mexico President Manuel Lopez said today on Wednesday, Tesla has made scoping out numerous sites in Mexico for a potential automotive production facility, and reports last week indicated that Nuevo Leon, or the state of Mexico near the Felipe Ángeles International Airport, Nuevo Leon, still sits in the running, but the state of Hidalgo has now joined with the state of Mexico, not being mentioned by the president. The president said during a routine news conference this morning on Wednesday via Reuters that both states are being considered by the automaker for a potential manufacturing facility. Tesla has not yet confirmed nor denied that it is moving toward a plant in Mexico, but it has been heavily linked to the country for several months as speculation persists on where the automaker will establish a new manufacturing operation to build electric vehicles. While Nuevo Leon has been mentioned on several occasions in the past as a possible Tesla Gigafactory location in Mexico, Hidalgo has not. Hidalgo is one of the 32 states of Mexico and is located to the north of the state of Mexico, which is centrally located in the country. Now, the news that Hidalgo, one of the 32 states of Mexico, is being mentioned as a possible location for a Tesla Gigafactory for manufacturing electric cars in Mexico is very intriguing. This is the first time that Hidalgo has been mentioned in connection with Tesla, and it suggests that the company is exploring new options for its manufacturing presence in Mexico. The fact that Hidalgo is located to the north of the state of Mexico, which is centrally located in the country, could make it an attractive location for a gigafactory, given its accessibility to major transportation routes and markets. The possibility of a Tesla Gigafactory in Hidalgo would also be a significant boost for the local economy and could create new job opportunities for the area's residents. Overall, this news highlights Tesla's continued expansion plans and the potential for growth in new markets in the near future. Now, Tesla was previously linked to the state of Mexico as past statements from government officials had indicated the automaker could utilize the new Felipe Ángeles International Airport near Mexico City as an export hub. Utilizing an airport for exporting would be unprecedented for Tesla. Now, I agree with the guys commenting under Teslarati's coverage of this topic about Gigafactory in Mexico, who cannot see the sense in giving priority to Hidalgo because it is close to an airport on the grounds that exports of electric vehicles would be made by air. Car exports are done by train or ship. Planes are too expensive for that. If the problem was a lack of guaranteed electricity supply, then this preference might make sense. Otherwise, Nuevo Leon would be the place for choice for being closer to the United States and the auto parts factories, as I've reported that previously. You can check out my previous reports on that, friends. So I had the same thought when I first heard about this from Tinsai Aregai of Torque News, our website, who reported the news of the possibility of air shipping cars from Giga Mexico. How in the world is airlift economically viable compared to much, much cheaper rail and ship transport? It's worth to building railroads for that purpose, as they did use the railroad in Gigafactory Germany, in Gigafactory Berlin. So Tesla established its own dedicated lane at the US-Mexico border last year, which only drives more speculation that it is where the electric car company is eyeing or will choose to open its newest production facility for electric vehicles. It has been linked to Canada, Indonesia, and South Korea as well, which I have reported here. With expanding demand for electric vehicles, Tesla has already made its points clear in regard to an increase in capital expenditures over the next few years. To keep up with sales and expand its operations on a global scale, the US carmaker plans to spend more money to achieve this. Plans to spend more money to build more gigafactories. Some people may believe that Tesla vehicles made at Giga Mexico would more likely be sold in Mexico and also shipped to South America. But I doubt that. We are, I believe, predicting that the factory in Mexico would make the brand's compact vehicles, now commonly called the Model 2, affordable Tesla, Project Highland. But that may not be the case. I think that part of the production would be sold to countries in Central and South America. However, we need to consider that these countries are currently very small markets for electric vehicles and would not justify a factory. To give you an idea, Brazil currently produces less than 2.4 million cars of all types per year, and I personally don't think any electric ones. Does Brazil make any electric vehicles now? I don't know. Electrics are very expensive in Brazil. There is no incentive policy, despite the existence of a tariff exemption agreement with Mexico. So I don't believe Tesla is targeting Brazil, Argentina, or any South American country. I think it's targeting North America more, and maybe some parts of Europe or Asia. And I say that I say this with sadness, but with both sense of reality, says one commenter from Brazil. But also based on Elon's comments that Tesla intends to build a gigafactory on every continent, and the mission to transition to world of electric vehicles, they will need to manufacture the affordable cars to be sold in Mexico and South America. A factory in Mexico would be the first step in that direction. So I'm pretty sure there is another gigafactory planned for the United States that would be capable of mass producing an affordable car for that market. In its most recent 10K filing, Tesla said, quote, owning and subject to the foregoing as well as the pipeline of announcement projects under development, all other continued infrastructure growth and varying level of inflation, we currently expect our capital expenditures to be between $6 to $8 billion in 2023 and between $7 to $9 billion in each of the following 2 fiscal years. It tells me something like 1 gigafactory at least this year and 1 or 2 next year. The 10K filing Tesla indicating their capital expenditures for 2023 to be between 6 and 8 billion and for the following 2 fiscal years to be between 7 and 9 billion shows the company's confidence in its growth trajectory. This level of investment in infrastructure and continued growth projects demonstrates Tesla's commitment to maintaining its position as a leader in electric vehicles and clean energy industries. The projected increase in capital expenditure in the following fiscal year suggests that the company has a robust pipeline of projects, gigafactories perhaps, and plans to continue expanding its operations. So overall, Tesla is positive. Actually, this is positive news for Tesla and its stakeholders as it highlights the company's fiscal strength and future growth potential. Tesla added that its capital spending could depend on overall priority among projects. So what do you think about these things? Where do you think Tesla will announce its next gigafactory? Hidalgo, Nuevo Leon, Indonesia, South Korea, Canada. In fact, I just heard that there is a development in Canada that aims, battery-related development, that aims to lure Tesla to Canada. But I will report that in the morning. So come back, please, like this video, give us thumbs up, and share in social media. I would greatly appreciate it. This is Armin Harayan from TalkNews.com. Check out my other videos, and I'll see you soon in our next report. We'll look forward to your comments.